Hello, everyone, and welcome to Louisville Now. I know that a lot of us have favorite entertainment venues, and it probably involves a memory of maybe a musical theater play or perhaps a great musical act. I guarantee you, top of your list, or at least close to the top of your list, would be Iroquois Amphitheater, and that's where we're coming to you today on Louisville Now. With me now is Brian Smith. He is the venue manager. Brian, first of all, when you and I met, I could feel the passion that you have for this place. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I grew up here in the neighborhood, so this is kind of a really personal, sacred space to me. My very first job ever was working for Metro Parks, cutting grass right over my shoulder there out of the pumpkin barn now, where we have the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular starting. So my whole life has been around this park. So what a fantastic responsibility and a duty I feel to keep the legacy and the history of our facility alive and well.
So you understand the mission, and for those who do not, Iroquois Amphitheater is not only special to the people who live in this area, but special to everyone. What do you consider the mission to be of Iroquois Amphitheater?
Well, our mission is to bring entertainment to the whole community. We are a city-owned venue, which means that we're not beholden to certain things, but our mission is to provide entertainment to the whole of the population of the city, the county, all of our neighbors. Our free movies, for example, are a wonderful way that we're able to offer free entertainment that brings people together that might not meet themselves or meet each other. Instead of sitting on the front porch like they used to in the old days, they can now come to the amphitheater, sit next to each other, and meet and interact with their neighbors that, again, they might not have met elsewise. So that's a really important part of our mission statement.
So let's talk a little bit about the history. You mentioned the free movies. A lot of people think about musical acts, and certainly you've had some great ones here, but you've also had some fantastic, top quality musical theater. Talk about that.
Yes, indeed. Our musical theater is actually the reason for being for the amphitheater. It was built in 1938 as part of the Works Progress Administration under FDR, specifically to bring musical theater to the city of Louisville. Those performances began on July 4th of 1938 with Naughty Marietta. And I just recently found out that my grandfather was in attendance for that very first show, which that was kind of mind-blowing. But then for the next 20 years, musical theater just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. There weren't many options for opportunities for entertainment back then. No TV, you could go to the movies, but if you wanted to see something live, you came out to the amphitheater.
Well, let's talk about upgrades now. For those who haven't visited Iroquois Amphitheater in a while, tell me about some of the upgrades, Brian.
Well, in 2003 was completed the biggest upgrade, which was putting the structure over our heads, the arch over the seats, the whole new seating plaza. All of that was brand new in 2003, and what that enabled us to do was to start bringing in the big touring musical acts, like Alice Cooper was one of the first guys to come through. ZZ Top performed here. Billy Strings, before he became huge, he did 3 nights here, 3 sold-out nights here. So the improvements have definitely increased our status, not just locally, but regionally.
No question about it. And I was looking at some of the dressing rooms and areas that you have backstage. Some pretty famous people now have their name here at the Iroquois Amphitheater.
Indeed. I thought when we were rebranding our spaces backstage that it would be nice to name them after folks that have been here before. So we have one of our dressing rooms is named for Liberace, who was a regular here in the 50s and 60s, as was Rosemary Clooney. She has her own space. Dusty Hill from ZZ Top, as I just mentioned, when they performed here. Sadly, 2 or 3 days later, Dusty Hill passed away. So I've christened our production room after Dusty Hill. And we also have 2 rooms named after Brandi Carlile and our favorite, Chris Christopherson.
Ooh, okay. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit, but not yet. We're going to tease it here on Louisville Now. We're going to talk to you, Brian, about upcoming events, things that people can look forward to. Hey, the summer is here. Obviously, fall is on the way. Both are beautiful times to visit the Iroquois Amphitheater. Thank you so much for your time, Brian. And you're coming back to see me, right?
Yes, John.
All right.
Very much.
No, thank you very much. All right, coming up next, Betsy Ruhe, who is a councilwoman for District 21. She has a special passion and affinity for Iroquois Amphitheater. We'll talk to her next on Louisville Now.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism. Here are a few things to check out this week. Southern rock royalty returns to the stage as the Black Crowes brings their electrifying live show to the heart of downtown Louisville. Catch the show on August 8th at the Palace. If you're up for a laugh, comedian Shane Gillis is coming to the KFC Yum Center on Friday, August 8th. You won't want to miss his hilarious set. One of the city's biggest end-of-summer events, the Kentucky State Fair, is a tradition that celebrates Kentucky's culture, art, agriculture, music, and more. Held annually at the Kentucky Exposition Center, August 14th through the 24th, it's sure to entertain the whole family. During the month of August at the Louisville Zoo, step back in time and explore a prehistoric world where dinosaurs roam and battle. Guided by expert paleontologists, this immersive exhibit features scientifically accurate animatronic dinosaurs and interactive experiences like a towering 35-foot Bronchosaurus, a fossil dig pit, and a photo op inside a T-Rex jaws. Explore more events and details at gotolouisville.com. Just click on the calendar of events.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. You know, I always say that Louisville is a great place to raise adults. And one of those reasons is, of course, Iroquois Amphitheater. Another reason is this woman I'm talking to now, and that is Councilwoman Betsy Ruhe for District 21. Betsy, I really do admire you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, this obviously, or you were telling me, is not in your district, yet you have a special passion for Iroquois Amphitheater. Tell me about it.
Well, for many years when they had the Kentucky Music Weekend, I was here every year for that. That was a 3-day weekend for all the Kentucky music, and spent many hours in this amphitheater before it got rebuilt.
Now, you know, you looked up and you go, before it got rebuilt, it's become somewhat, it went from quaint to a little bit, am I overstating this, grand. It's beautiful. Talk about the changes you've seen.
It's wonderful to have the shelter over this. I have a vision from many years ago at the Kentucky Music Weekend because it was open to the air and it rained one night. We've never been able to find a picture, but everybody went up with their umbrellas, holding their umbrellas over the musicians, so you had all the different colors up there.
Ah.
And it's just the image of that was just so much fun.
Oh, yes. And you know, because of the backdrop here, you know, we talk about Waterfront Park and we go, okay, the river, beautiful backdrop. But the backdrop of Iroquois Park here at Iroquois Amphitheater is special. You've already walked here this morning. Talk about, it's not just the relationship you have with the amphitheater, it's the love for the park, right?
Yeah, this park is amazing. It's 700 and something acres of forest within about a 15-minute walk of my house.
So yeah, why not, right?
I get to get out in nature every single day, and that balances my mind and gets me ready for the rest of my day.
You know, I've talked to a number of people, fellow council persons who serve on the council, Metro Council with you. The mayor, of course, is a fan of yours. And I'm telling you, for those who live in District 21, this is the right person because you are very active. Let's talk a little bit, because I get very little time with you. Talk a little bit about some of the issues you have in your district.
We have a very diverse district. Over 25% of our residents are immigrants, so English is not their first language. So we struggle a lot with helping them to understand that the government is actually here to help you and to make sure everybody's needs are met economically. It's a very diverse district. And in the middle of it all is the airport and the fairgrounds. So it also cuts the district in half. So you've got the west side of the district where everybody is very vocal and they know what their the city can do for them, and they ask for it. And you go to the other side of the district where you have to really work to get people to tell you what's wrong and what they need help with.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. You and I had a brief conversation before we started the cameras rolling here, and you were telling me the importance of reaching across the aisle. Mayor Greenberg believes in that as well. So talk to me a little bit about whether Republican or Democrat or whatever you consider yourself or label yourself, it's important to find common ground, right?
Absolutely. When it comes down to it, we all want the same things. We want to be safe. We want to be clean and dry and fed. We want to make sure we have opportunities to better ourselves. We all want these things.
No question about it. Betsy, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know you've got a meeting right across the street. You're busy 24/7. Thank you for what you do for not only your district, District 21, but also for the entire city of Louisville. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Councilwoman Betsy Ruhe. Once again, we are at Louisville Now. Coming up here, you may have heard about the partnership with Danny Wimmer Presents. Yes, the people who put on Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. We're going to talk about the relationship with Iroquois Amphitheater with Marty Storch. That's coming up next on Louisville Now.
So we had public safety agencies from across the county that came in, and in a joint effort with Bellarmine University, we performed an active shooter scenario drill. We had a couple different aspects that we wanted to work through. We were gracious enough to get the property from Bellarmine University, and and it's a really big deal before school starting. And we talked through several different things. We had really 3 modules. One of them was talking through a scenario that may happen before a shooting, and getting the campus to identify where there could potentially be a problem. And then we actually had the scenario, and then we also went through a module where we did family reunification and family assistance, and had groups from private and public sectors come in up from all over the county and talk through that.
It's very important for us to be able to work hand in hand with fire and EMS. You can do this on a table all day long, but in person, in real time, it's a different beast, right? So I'm very grateful that y'all gave us the opportunity to come in here and continue to allow us to improve.
Come on. You're not just sitting around talking about it. You're actually doing it, and it's very realistic. For the people that were entering the building, they heard gunfire. We had simulated gunfire inside the building. 48 victims that were actually had moulage, been put on them, so they look very realistic. So not only for the police that were going in to take care of the perpetrator, but for fire and EMS that were coming in behind them and actually taking care of those victims, they had to act on the wound that they saw. So they had to triage, and then they transported the patients away from there across campus. So it was very realistic to put them through that.
Bellarmine obviously never wants to be in a situation like we practice today, but we understand it happens around universities across the nation. But we want to be prepared, and the best defense is being prepared. So today gave us an opportunity to better figure out what we need to do to protect our students and provide that safe campus.
Unfortunately, these things happen, more and more across the country. We always look at what went good and what could have been done better. So we're always looking at perfecting our plan for the entire county. We've got several public safety agencies, police, fire, EMS, emergency management, and we want to have one cohesive plan, and we're just working towards, getting that perfected.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. Everyone in Louisville every year is excited about Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. Danny Wimmer Presents has been a great partner for the city of Louisville, and they also have a partnership here at Iroquois Amphitheater. With me now is Marty Storch, who is the Director of Operations. Marty, first of all, on behalf of everyone watching Louisville Now, thank you.
Hey, you know what? Obviously, Iroquois Amphitheater and the city of Louisville are near and dear to my heart, and trying to do things that make this community a better place to live, work, and play is something that I believe in. I know the mayor believes in, and I know Danny Wimmer believes in those same things too.
And I know you do as well. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the power of Danny Wimmer Presents. You put on these huge music festivals throughout the country, 2 of your biggest right here in Louisville, and that gives you a bigger stick. So tell me about how you can help the Iroquois Amphitheater and how you are helping this amphitheater.
With Bourbon and Beyond winning a Pole Star last year, I mean, that is a huge thing. I mean, Louisville, Kentucky, Bourbon and Beyond wins a Pole Star. It was our biggest festival in our company's history. This year, Louder Than Life is going to be bigger than that. But his power and radius, it started way back when he let Rob Zombie come up from, at the time, Rock on the Range, come here and play a show. And then we had Skillet, who was on their show on a Friday, came here and played on a Sunday. So the relationship helping Louisville has been a long time. But just put it in perspective. The 2 previous years, 23, 24, 12 shows. This year, approximately 30 shows.
Whoa.
I mean, that's huge when you think about that. And it's going to continue to grow. And it's not just shows, it's quality shows. We started with sellouts at the beginning of the year. We're going to end with sellouts. We've had some ups and downs in between, but one of the shows that my granddaughter, the Taylor Shines, she's a big 4 years old, big Taylor Swift fan. She had to see Taylor. So that was a great family, fun, friendly event.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit different for you, though, when you talk about productions like Bourbon and Beyond, Louder Than Life, that, 60, 70,000 people, smaller venue. So the mission is a little bit different. But again, with booking agents, you guys have the juice, right?
It does help. It does help. Certainly does. When you can offer bands to perform at other festivals other venues that we have ties into. It really makes a great relationship so you can make shows work, but it's tight. I can assure you, in a 2,400 seat venue, it is very tight. So we're looking at trying to do things that enhance the customer experience this year, putting in the premier parking. We got that premium. People wanted, hey, I want to be able to come to the show. I don't want to have to get here an hour and a half, 2 hours before. That's a help. When you start catering to the customer, and I'll tell you, we hear from Colonial Gardens. We've done a couple meet and greets over there with bands, and that's been a hit. So they started a little after party thing. So just think about what it's doing in the South End to help other businesses. It's not just about us. Each ship, rises at the same rate.
That's one thing I love about Danny Wimmer Presents, and I want everyone to be aware of that. Yes, indeed, it's important to you to partner with the city, in this case, to partner with this part of town, and you've done that very, very well, seamlessly, in fact. Upgrades. What's to come here? We've talked a little bit about the current upgrades with Brian. You tell me, what's to come here at Iroquois Amphitheater?
Well, we're obviously looking at things that help us produce a little bit more revenue. That not only helps us, helps the city, but it really helps the bands. When you can get more fans in the seats, that really pretty much goes to the bands. But from that perspective, it also means they're going to buy a soft drink, a beer, something to eat, maybe some merch. All of a sudden, the nickels start adding up into dimes, and dimes do make a difference in this world. So if we can make revenue type investments that bring in more revenue, it's a win for everybody.
Before I let you go, Marty, you've worked for the city, for metro government. You work now for Danny Wimmer Presents. It seems to me part of your DNA is what is good for Louisville. What's Marty Storch's mission? What's personally, I'm sure you have all this, okay, I want to make this bigger and better. I want to make Bourbon and Beyond bigger and better, but you're a guy who is very pro-city.
I am. My parents, as a kid growing up, always instilled in me, make it a better place than what you found it. So if I can make enhancements that make this city better, that attract businesses, attract people. You think of the Jack-O-Lantern, you think of the Reds Rookie Success, you think of the World Cyclocross. Those things brought people into this community, and who knows how many have revisited. Those are the things that make a difference in the grand scheme of things.
Marty, you make our city and this area of town a better place to live. Thank you very much for what you do.
Appreciate you, John.
All right, Director of Operations for Danny Wimmer Presents. He is Marty Storch. Coming up here on Louisville Now, hang in here with us because a lot of folks are talking about mosquitoes, talking about ticks, those little irritants. It can be much more serious than that. Coming up next, we're going to talk about what you can do to be proactive on Louisville Now. Welcome back to Louisville Now. Whether you're talking to the mayor or your neighbor next door, number one, when you talk about Louisville or any city in the country, it's health and wellness of the public. This is what Matt Vanderpool does. He is with the department, the Metro Department for Health and Wellness. Matt, first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Okay. The topic today, because the backdrop here is probably full of mosquitoes and ticks, let's talk a little bit about this isn't just something that, hey, they bother me. It's a little bit more serious than that, isn't it?
Absolutely. So the reason why we have a mosquito control program in the beginning is that back in 1956, so we're getting some age on this, a mosquito control program was started due to St. Louis encephalitis. And we've had a program ever since then. So we've been doing this for a really long time, coming up on 70 years.
Wow.
Now, we don't usually see St. Louis encephalitis in the area, but we have the mosquitoes for it, and we test for it within the mosquito populations that we sample. But the main thing that we're concerned about in Louisville is West Nile virus. And we go out through the community, we're putting out mosquito traps, we get those mosquitoes in. I get to look at them through a microscope and go cross-eyed, and we send those over to our lab after we figure out what kind they are, and we get them tested. And when we find the presence of disease, that's when people see our fogging trucks.
I see. Okay, so you mentioned West Nile virus. Yeah. This is a very timely interview because apparently we've had a confirmed case of West Nile virus. For folks who are watching Louisville Now, how alarmed should they be?
Well, quite honestly, we don't get overly concerned. Don't get me wrong. West Nile virus is serious. It can be really, really serious for people. It can kill people. However, it's not a run for the hills, oh my gosh. We always see West Nile virus. West Nile virus came into the area in bird populations in about 2002. We've seen it every single year since then, either in people, in horses, in mosquitoes. So that's why we do constant surveillance to know when we have it in the community.
Okay.
Now, West Nile virus is one of those things that the CDC has designated as a reportable disease. So when somebody has flu-like symptoms or something along those lines, they go to their doctor. And it's summertime, it's not really flu season. It comes back positive for West Nile virus. Then the doctors are required to report that to the health department, to our communicable disease program. And then they, in turn, contact the mosquito control program, and then we would go out, survey the area, potentially fog in those areas where we find it in people as well.
So if folks visit a public park like Iroquois Park, is most likely, have you fogged that area or previously, or is that something you do case by case?
It's a case-by-case basis. The most important thing to keep in mind is that it doesn't matter where you live in this community, you're going to have mosquitoes. The average person can't tell the difference between a disease-carrying mosquito or otherwise.
You can.
It takes weird people like me to be fair.
I know.
But it's really important to always wear insect repellent. If you know that you're going to be outside, insect repellent is the real key to keeping yourself safe. Is it going to get rid of all mosquitoes that might land on you? Absolutely not. Nothing's 100%. But it's better than nothing at all, and it really increases your protection level when you're wearing that. And there's a lot of different things that people can wear. Everybody's like, oh, well, I don't like to use DEET because DEET smells bad, or I read this study. And it's like, that's fine. Make educated choices. On our website, we have all kinds of different active ingredients that people can choose from that have been tested by the EPA to actually work.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. You're a real public service, a great resource, and you're not weird at all, man. I appreciate someone who knows his business. Matt Vanderpool, once again, who is with the Public Health and Wellness here for Metro Government. All right, coming up here, Iroquois Amphitheater. It is absolutely gorgeous. You need a new experience. We're going to talk again to Brian about upcoming events here that you need to attend on Louisville Now.
Copper wire theft is robbing us of our safety. Thieves are targeting our essential infrastructure, darkening roadways, disrupting emergency services, shutting down internet networks, and causing over $1 million in damages just last year. Copper wire theft is illegal. Mayor Craig Greenberg's Copper Wire Theft Task Force is getting results, but your help is needed. If you see something suspicious, call Crime Stoppers at 502-582-CLUE. You could get a $5,000 reward.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. Perhaps you're one of the lucky many who have a great memory of Iroquois Amphitheater. Well, let's talk about making new memories and upcoming events. Once again, we've asked Brian Smith to rejoin us. He is the venue manager. Okay, Brian, upcoming events. You know, I know we're looking forward to the big Spooktacular, but we've got some great musical events coming as well, right?
Indeed, we do. Coming up actually on Saturday, August the 10th, we've got probably our next sellout show is going to be Chevelle with special guest Asking Alexandria. That we still have a few tickets left for that, but we are definitely eyeing a sellout for that one, so you don't want to be late for that one. Also, on Friday, August 22nd, we're going to have a group called Flip Turn. They'll be performing at 8 o'clock. On Thursday, August 28th, we've got a nice heavy metal show for people kind of my age, my demographic. We're going to have Tom Kiefer, L.A. Guns, and what is the other guy's band? It's Close Enemies with the gentleman from Aerosmith, so that's going to be a fantastic evening of hard rock music. Then we're going to close out the season with a couple of sellout shows. Three Dog Night and a Little River Band are going to be here on Friday, September 5th. And then on Tuesday, September 23rd, we have another sellout with the Indigo Girls with special guest Melissa Etheridge. And all of those are going to be fantastic nights of live music. And I hope you can score a ticket because we would love to have you guys out here.
Yeah, I'm gonna looking forward to Little River Band. Time for a cool change, right?
Exactly.
Man, they've got some great songs, man. Reminiscing. We could go on and on. Okay, I mentioned when we opened up the Spooktacular. For folks who aren't familiar, perhaps you've just moved to Louisville and you don't know about the Spooktacular, tell them about that because that's a huge event here.
Yes, it's our our Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular.
There it is. There it is.
Last year was a record-breaking year. We had over 115,000 people join us. What it is it's a sensory experience. You may have seen pictures of the pumpkins and the trail, and it just really doesn't do it justice. The event is about a quarter to a third of a mile hike through our woods here with a bunch of spectacularly hand-carved pumpkins, fog effects, the spooky music. It's really something that pictures just don't do justice. You have to come out and experience it. because you stand in one spot, you look to the left, it's completely different. You look to the right, it's completely different. It's really something that does need to be seen to be believed. If you have a child with sensory issues, we also have a special night to cater to that audience where we're not playing the music and they get to come early. They get to enjoy it, without having to worry about, other people. So that's, again, reaching out to our community, to every member of our community. It's a really special event, and you all know it. You all love it. So come back and see us again this year. 2025 promises to be the biggest and best one yet.
Brian, you're obviously the best man for the job here. You said you've done everything from cutting grass here. You'll sell popcorn, parking cars. You'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
But now that you're venue manager and moving on up the ladder, tell me about, I'm just curious, some of your favorite memories here at Iroquois Amphitheater.
My very first memory ever was seeing the movie Jaws here in 1977 from that tower right over behind my shoulder. Working the ZZ Top show, which was my very first show here, which 2 days later Dusty did pass away. But I was parking cars for that show, and now look at me, I'm running the place. It's kind of scary, actually. But the Alice Cooper show was amazing, and really all of our groups that come through here, they just couldn't be nicer. They're bowled over by our facilities. We come from a place of warmth and welcome, and the artists, they really appreciate that, and they let us know that, hey, thanks for not treating us like we're in the way. Thanks for treating us like family today. And me and my staff, we love what we do. We work inhuman hours, but it's a total labor of love. And we do, please, if you've never joined us, come and visit us here at the Amphitheater. We've been the best kept secret, and we don't want to be the best kept secret anymore. We're here. We're not going anywhere. With our partners, with Danny Wimmer, the future could not be brighter.
It could not. And a lot of that is thanks to you, all the upgrades. Brian, I want to thank you for all that you do here, all that you've done in the past, and all you do presently. And for folks who have not been out here to Iroquois Amphitheater lately, now is the time. Lots of great upcoming shows. What's that website if they want to see what's coming up?
www.iroquoispark.com.
All right.
It's spelled just like it sounds.
Thank you for joining us on Louisville Now. We love Iroquois Amphitheater. You will as well. Hey, make a new memory here at Iroquois Amphitheater. We'll see you next time on Louisville Now.